Digging live. Jay's in the house. Who do we have? Ho, ho, ho. Let's back up just a little bit. Back up just a little bit. See who's here. Oh, that's. Come on. Cannot connect. Please check. What? What? Are you kidding me? Network connections. Uh-oh. Wi-Fi. There we go. Now, let's see if we can do it this way. There we go. Live. All right. That's live. That's live. That's live. Uh-oh. That's good. That's good. That's good. I think we are ready to go. Alrighty. Well, let's do this. Let's do this right there. Do that right there and right there. That's good. All right. All right. I think we're ready to roll. Jolly, jolly good, good. All right. Let's get this out of here. And here we go. I think we're ready. Oh, almost right there. Good, 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 good. Ready to roll. Yay. Good evening. All right. Good evening, everyone. My name is James. This is Dividend Stock Talk brought to you by the 10-Minute Trader, where I invest in dividend stocks for weekly cash flow. Take you along for the ride for a simple, safe, predictable, consistent 1% per week. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking to gain on a consistent basis, safely, I might add, a 1% return on my assets. Well, my cash account, my trading account, where my money is sitting. Well, it's sitting in an account and I get 1% every single week. That's my goal, to live comfortably with 1% every single week. All right, so why is it this down like that? That's why, right there. Okay, that's ready to go. So let's see who's here tonight. Sin Hao, how are you doing today? Okay, SPX only. Hey, back again. You were here last night too. Spooky Pookie. Okay. Frankenstein, good evening. Yvette, good evening, Yvette. Lambo 86, back again. I saw you here the other day. Daryl, good evening, Daryl. Allie Cruz, what's going on? Nell, Peter, Jay, Mind Meld, interesting. Bing Bong, Carlo, Penny. Cam, what's going on? Jay Jackson, K-Van, what's going on, K-Van? Who do we have over here? JJ Dune, Tony, Jake, Marquis, Mike Sweeney, Jerry Smith, Duke, what's going on? Kat Dorian, Valso, good evening, Valso, LB Duffy, Dev's in the house, hello, Mr. English, do you know non-binary Sub-Zero? Nope. Jerry, what's going on? AJ, Monkey, Saraut, good evening, Masood, Tom, Monty, all these people, hello. Mark, good evening. Good evening, Marky B. Tony, that's from Canada. Coco and Amber, what's going on? Capitalist 81. Stuff and Things wants to take a look at DPZ. Or does that just mean depends? Depends. I don't know. Depends. Mike's in the house. I am Steve. Hello, Steve. Lacey, good evening. Lacey, good evening. Eric. All right, so who else we have over here? Rob, Gant, what's going on? Mustang wants to take a look at Riot. All right, so let's take a look at it. First and foremost, let's get a hold of what we're doing this evening and how we're going to progress. First of all, my name is James. This is Dividend Stock Talk, brought to you by the 10-Minute Trader, where I'm looking for a simple, safe, predictable, consistent 1% per week. Now, 1% per week comes to over 50% per year. Now, that's what I'm okay with. Okay, 50% per year, 1% a week. Now, no, it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be simple. You don't just sign up and boom, there it is. No, not at all. Okay, you actually have to do something. Terribly sorry, you get two choices. Do it yourself or give it to someone else, let them do it. But someone's got to do it. You got a choice. Take responsibility for your own money, invest it yourself, learn a little bit, or hand it off to someone else. Now, if you have enough so that you can live off of whatever someone else is giving you, good for you. But for us that don't have that, we got to kick, scream, claw, scratch, all that kind of stuff to get enough to be comfortable. That's what I'm looking for, just to be comfortable. Okay, I'm seeing something and I can't believe my eyes. I seriously can't believe my eyes. Austin is here before 9 o'clock. Austin, awesome. You made it on time, dude. Nicely done. All right. Stuff and things. Alex, good evening. Austin, he thinks that's funny. All right, let's go back a little bit. We got a couple of, they want to take a look at. DPZ is the ticker for Domino's. All right, we'll take a look at that one. Robert and Bob. Okay, Bob. Oh, Bob. 1% a week sounds a bit low, but I'll hear you out. Keanu, thank you very much. This dude doesn't change out his pajamas on any given day. Well, why the hell should I? I'm retired. And that's not quite true. All right, so I don't know what you're doing. Oh, thank you for that also. 10 minutes. All right, so let's get ready to roll. First and foremost, I do things by the numbers. Okay, A, B, C, 1, 2, 3. It's kind of like paint by numbers. Remember that? Red is 1, 2 is blue, 3 is green, 4 is red, orange, whatever. And you just paint by the numbers. Well, this is basically the same thing. I'm looking at stocks, certain stocks I might add, that are consistently profitable. Why else would I be investing in them? Now, that's me. You guys know what I want. You have to figure out what you want. So the system that I came up with for my 9-year-old daughter. So back in 2008, she says, Daddy, what are you doing? I said, well, I'm trading. She said, can you teach me? Can you imagine a 9-year-old little girl wants to learn how to trade stocks? Well, okay. 5 criteria I had to overcome. Number 1 is never buy something you don't understand or you don't want to hold on to. Number 2, never sell at a loss. Number 3, make sure the company is consistently profitable. Number 4, weekly options only. And number 5, make sure all the numbers work. Now, we're going to actually get in and look at a couple of trades as the night progresses. You guys are going to ask me stocks to take a look at. Okay, so whatever you guys want me to take a look at, I'll take a look at it. Now, my strategy is pretty simple. 1, 2, 3, A, B, C. It's really not that difficult. It was created for a 9-year-old. 9 years old, and she wanted to learn. So I had to come up with a strategy for her. So the 5 rules, very simple rules. Okay, number 1, make sure you never buy anything you don't want to hold on to long term. Rule number 2, never sell at a loss. It kind of defeats the purpose of the whole game. And yes, it is a game. It's an adult game with adult consequences. 3, make sure, wait. Make sure the company's consistently profitable. Weekly options only. Make sure, okay, we already did those. I'm repeating myself. This is one of the things you get to look at when you get older. You have a tendency to forget what you're doing. Like, what did I come in this room for? What was I just doing? You know, that kind of stuff. I'm at that point in my life now. I'm not happy about it, but it's here. You know, it's like, okay, what am I doing now? It's like I should know this. Anyway, this is what you get to look for as you get older. It's kind of interesting, but let's keep on going. Uh-oh. He's helping the community people. Sheesh. Be appreciative. Thank you, Lapman. Oh, I missed some of the stuff they were saying. Oh, alrighty. I'm not seeing any of that stuff. But okay, fine. Man's balling in pajamas. Thank you, Keanu. Is that possible? Just random videos. I want to make 400% daily. Okay. 1% a week is a bit low. Keanu, sorry. I have a solid question, not financial advice. I have $15,000 I can use and am willing to part with in a positive way. Would you suggest crypto, ETF, or tech? Okay, so I'm going to give you my honest answer. Number 1, I have no idea who you are. I have no idea what it is you want to do. I have no idea what your risk factors are. I have no idea what your goals, dreams, and aspirations. So I can't give you any advice. And I don't give advice anyway. Well, I do a little bit. Number 1, paper trade first before you put real money in. Number 2, don't use margin unless you understand the risks involved. Number 3, never buy something you don't want to hold on to. Okay, it's just all simple common sense stuff. It's like I feel kind of foolish just saying them out loud because you should already know this stuff. That's the weird part about it. All right, so DPZ wants to go first. Uh-oh. Wow, got 3 of them going. That being said, you started early today. Yep. EPSM. I never even heard of EPSM. But let me get a couple more of these questions first. Zero value life. Okay. Just going to ignore that one. No, 1,000 on 100,000. Okay, just random videos. No on 100,000 USD. I have no idea what that means. Keno, I have no idea what you're talking about. 400% per trade. Yeah, I seriously doubt it unless you're doing something like penny stocks or something really weird. Okay, I don't look at that kind of weird stuff. What I'm looking for are companies that are consistently profitable for more than 2 decades. That's 20 years. Okay, what you're talking about, yeah, you can do that, but how often can you do that? And all the others. See, people have no problem whatsoever showing you all the wonderful things they do. Well, you're not showing me the stuff that you lose money on. Okay, it's lovely that you're making all this money here. But what about the one right next to it? Or the one right under it, the one above it? Okay, say you don't make that on every single trade. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, if that's your thing, hey, you do it. Great, good for you. It's not my desire. It's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for simplicity. I like the Lee family, right? Here we go with the Lee family. Simplicity, safety, predictability, profitably, and simply. I like all the Lees. Okay, so what I'm looking for, 1% a week is 50% per year. Okay, I'm 61. I don't want to have to go back to work. Simply put, the money that I made in my working days now has to last me to the rest of my living days. So yeah, your working day, your formative days, that's when you're little and you go through elementary school, middle school, high school, college, if that's fake. So that's your formative days. Well, then you have your working days. Well, I'm in my retirement days, which means everything is different from every aspect of life. So when you're little, you're looking at things totally different. And then when you're a teenager or a young adult, everything's different. And then when you're the family age, which should be hypothetically between your 20s and your 30s, that's when you should start your family, hypothetically speaking, of course. That should be. Then you have your working days where you earn the most of your money. When the kids are small, you're going to work and someone, and the kids are at school. And then you start making money. And then what do you do with it? Well, because at some point, when the children grow up and move out, and it's just you and the wife or you and the husband at home, well, what are you going to do now? Well, all that money you made in your life, from your first job to just getting ready to retire, that money's got to work for you. We're the only species on the planet that's got to pay to live here. So depending on how you want to spend the rest of your days is going to be directly related to what do you do with your money that you do have. Okay, and so anywhere between 5 and 30,000 people will come through here on a nightly basis, because we're streaming on 9 different channels. I think that's what we're supposed to be doing. There's a few more channels I want to pick up too. That ought to be fun. But the money you make while you're working is supposed to last you for the rest of your life while you're retired. So you got 2 choices. Do it yourself or pawn it off to give it to someone else. Now, if you have enough money to give it to someone else and they give you enough back as a safe return and you can live comfortably, well, hey, that's great. Not all of us are in that position. Well, I'm not. I was born on welfare. Sorry. My mom was a single mom with 6 kids. Dad left. Okay? No child support. The only thing she got was the help from the government back in the 60s in those days. Well, nice to say that none of us are on welfare now, except for my brother, because he has a hearing problem. So that's understandable, It's like the rest of us are all able-bodied. We're all working. We're all contributing to society. Well, great. Well, it worked out for us. Wonderful. So now here I am. I'm one of the middle child. Okay, so I got my older brothers and sisters, and I got my younger brothers and sisters. So I'm kind of like in the middle. So now, I'm already on one. So now, the money that I made is, like I said, going to last me for the rest of my life. So let's see how it looks. We're going to do 1, 2, 3, A, B, C. Everything for me is systematic. I've been doing the same thing for the past 15 years. As a matter of fact, you can go into my YouTube channel and see that I have over 1,200 videos. 1,200 videos, all doing the exact same thing. Me standing in front of the screen saying, hey, la, 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 all this and that. Because nothing's changed. Okay, the stock market's been around for over 400 years. Okay, 400 years. It's not going anywhere. Okay, people get in business and people invest in business for a specific reason. You come up with a great idea or a great service or a great product. Well, you want to share it with the masses. And you also want to be paid too. Well, that kind of makes sense. You'll be paid for your efforts. So somebody will step up and say, hey, I want to get a bunch of people together. I want to start a company that we can share this product, or this idea, or this service with everybody else. So great, now they get investors. Investors start giving them money. So what are the investors getting for their return for the money that they're giving? Well, 1 or 2. That's it. You get 2 choices when you're investing. 1, you take all the money, puts it into the company, and that company grows fast. That's capital growth. That's not what I'm looking for. If you're looking for capital growth, buy something and just wait it out and just watch it grow, 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 you're in the wrong place. I'm terribly sorry. That part of my life is gone. I don't have the luxury of being wrong, which means if you pick something, or if I pick something and it turns out to be a dud, well, now I have to replace that money. So every time I buy something or invest in something, I have to make pretty damn sure that it's a good company, it has a good return, they're consistently profitable, and I can make a safe trade or a safe investment every single week so that I can live a comfortable lifestyle. And I do. I live a very comfortable lifestyle. Okay? Every night, not every night, but once a week, somebody asks me what color's my Lambo. It's like, what part of me do you see that makes you think I would have a Lambo? Seriously, think about it. They're like totally useless. You can't go grocery shopping in a Lamborghini. You can't go pick up the grandson. Because my grandson's 5 years old. He's got to have a car seat. Who the hell puts a car seat in a Lamborghini? That doesn't make sense. And I like building stuff. And I like making things. So I'm not going to go to Home Depot and put a couple 2x4s into, through the window of a Lamborghini. That's stupid. For me. It might be great for some of you, but hey, I get an old Dodge van. I do. It's an old Dodge van, conversion van. With the captain seats and the radio, and it has a bed in the back, and it has the TV, and it has all that kind of neat stuff. For me, that works for me. So I live a good life. Don't worry about me. I'm fine. All right. So what I'm doing here is I'm sharing with you a simple, safe, predictable strategy that can, if you do it, and it's really not that difficult to mess it up because it was created for a 9-year-old. So if it makes sense, and out of everything that you get from this tonight, the one big, huge question that should be gnawing on your head, does it make sense? A good quality company that consistently profitable year after year after year. Is that a good place for me to put my money? And you know what I'm looking for. I'm looking for simplicity, safety, predictability, profitability. Okay, that's what I'm looking for. I only want 1% a week. That's not a lot to ask for. But the funny thing about 1% a week, that comes to 50% at the end of the year. So if I have 100 grand, 50% is $50,000. For what? 15 minutes of my time every day? Put in my money that I worked all my life for into a company that I believe is a good company, getting a return every single week. Well, fine, that's what I'm going to do because it works for me and it's been working for me. So I'm just sharing with you guys. And no, I'm not going to try to sell you anything. We all know how it works. We're all adults here. Whatever channel you're on, somewhere on the screen, there is a link which you can go to, which gives you my email address, my text messages, all that kind of stuff. So you can send me a message if you want. If you really want to talk to me, send me your phone number and I will call you. Personally, I'm not going to pass it off to someone else. Okay? So, but if you think you are already talking to me through a text message, WhatsApp, Snapchat, Telegram, or anything like that, no, you're not. I don't do that. And I'm here live telling you, I don't do that. I don't do cryptocurrency. I don't do Forex. The only thing I do is investing in dividend stocks for weekly cash flow. Okay, so I got maybe 12 different channels. I'm only broadcasting on 9 at the moment, so I'm working on the other ones. But Every single night I'm here, except for Friday night and Saturday night. I do it. I think I'm entitled to 2 days off, but that's just me. What do I know? All right. But that being said, let's get started and let's see what we're looking at. So I'm just going to show you what we're going to do, what I do, and then you decide, does it make sense? Let's go. All right. So everything is kind of like a good movie. Everything's going to come together at the end. It's going to make sense. Hopefully. If you have a question, please ask the question once. Because I got 6 screens in front of me. We got 9 channels, 6 in front of me. On the computer, I can't get to those questions because I just don't know how. Okay? This is not a business for me. This is just a hobby, and I'm enjoying myself doing this little hobby because I think I'm helping out people, and people call me all the time and say that I am. So I'm going to continue doing it as long as people are getting something from it. Okay? So I hope that makes sense. So let's get started. First one on the board is IBM. So why not take a look at IBM first? Because it's already there. Let's take a look. Now, remember a few things. Number 1, please, if you're going to ask me to take a look at a stock, make sure you look at it first. Because some things just don't make sense. Okay, number 1, I don't like to buy anything at the high of the year. If you saying, hey, I like this stock, look at it, it's at the high of the year, you're just wasting everybody's time. Okay? If it's falling like a rock and it's at the bottom, I'll take a look at it. Now, make sure it's a good stock that has dividends and weekly options. Makes the day go by so much quicker because you know what I'm looking for. Simple, safe, predictable, consistent, 1% per week using covered calls and weekly options on good quality stocks. So you know what I'm looking for. So to make this more enjoyable for everyone and to learn something, well, great. Let's write some stuff down. Let's take a look at some good quality companies, and then we're going to go from there. Now, I like to look at as many as I possibly can to help you guys out. Also, it helps me out too, because I can only see what I can only say. But there, you guys out there, you're looking at something different. So you may find something that I don't see. I was like, oh, yeah, that's a good one. Let's take a look at it. Does it make sense? Does it look like something that we can make a profit from? Okay, so I'll do my part. You do your part. Please, let's stick to the rules and let's see how we can do this more efficiently. Ooh, I like that one, more efficiently. First one on the list is going to be IBM. Watch as you go along and see everything will come together eventually. And it's always A, B, C, 1, 2, 3. First thing I want to take a look at, always, is the 1-year chart. And I'm looking for 5 things. Okay, this is IBM, number 1. 5 things I'm looking for is the high, the low, the open, no. The high, say this is a 1-year chart. So I want to find out where the high of the year is, right there. I want to see where the low of the year is. That's right here. I want to see where was it a year ago, right there. Where is it right now, which is today. What did it close at today? That's right here. And then finally, number 5, I want to take a good, quick look and just see what it's doing. Think of it as like the motion of the ocean. What does it look like? Path through the woods. What does that look like? The bend in the river. Where is it leading? Whatever you want to use as an analogy, it's all the same. High, low. Where is it? Look at this. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Okay, it's not that difficult. Don't make it more complicated than it needs to be. That 3 to 4 seconds right there tells me, number 1, it's not at the high of the year. See, here's the high. It's not at the low of the year. It's right here. It's somewhere in between. And I'm okay with that for step 1, whatever step this is. Because they're different steps. Okay, so from this step here, looking at the 1-year chart, to the next step, which would be the numbers right here. I want to find out if I'm going to invest in this company. What is the big number on the board? That's what I'm calling it, the big number on the board. It might make sense after this. You ready? Hold 2 seconds. Here we go. 267.53, 267.53, 267.53, 267.53. It's on there 4 times for a reason. That's the last traded price today. It's a very important number. Okay, whatever number is posted 4 times, that's the number we are looking at. Okay, so at 267.53. Well, now I know what the number is. What is the closest strike price? So if I'm going to buy it 267.53, I want to know what I'm going to sell it for. Because see, the strategy I'm going to show you, we're not going to buy a stock and wait for it to move. I want to buy a stock and make my profit before it moves. it's kind of like set it, forget it, and I make my money most of the time. Well, let's take a look. Because, see, I want to put all the odds, or as many of the odds and probabilities in my favor so that I'm consistently profitable. Because I got two things in mind. Number one, weekly cash flow. Number two, preservation of my capital. Those are my goals. Now, you, see, I got to point to each and every camera. You have to figure out what's important to you. It's the why. Why am I doing this? Why is this important? Okay, why is another $100 a month important to me? Why is it that I'm doing it's the why is more important than how. Because why are you doing it? Well, I'm doing it because I want a comfortable life and I don't have to worry about money. And I want to set up a business so that my children and grandchildren can inherit so they never have to worry about money. Now, it has nothing to do about being rich or getting a lot of money. It's got nothing to do with it. It's got to do with, are you ready for this? One thing less to worry about. Because we're all humans. We all have a huge list of crap going through our lives. Well, if money in finance wasn't an issue or wasn't a focal point, it's just, all it is one less thing to worry about. That's it. So as adults, you all know how much money you have. You all have you all have a good idea of how much money you need on a consistent basis in order to live comfortably. You say, as adults, you should know right off the top of your head, what's my rent? What's my mortgage? Well, you should know that. Okay, what are my other bills? What's my phone bill? What's my electric bill? What's my water bill on a consistent basis? You should know that right off the top of your head. Because if you're thinking of buying a house, well, you're going to need to know, how much can I afford comfortably, consistently, without putting a strain on my life? So these numbers, you know, great. Well, let's get you there. Okay, if you need $1,000 a week, if you need $5,000 a month, well, if you need $10,000 a month, whatever it is you need. Now, there's a huge difference between needing and wanting. Okay, there's only three needs in life: food, shelter, clothing. Everything else is a want, which is kind of funny because here we are on computers. That's not a necessity. That's a want. It's a desire. Well, yeah, this is what I want. This is why I'm doing it. Anyway, let's stop the blurbing. Let's get to taking a look at some stocks. So please do me a favor. Make sure it's a good company. Make sure it's profitable. Make sure it has weekly options. It's going to make the day go by a lot quicker and allow us to see a lot more stuff. Okay? I can only see so much, so I'm relying on you guys to show me something I haven't seen before. Something is going to go, whoa, I like that. Awesome. I'm challenging you. Give me something good. Okay? IBM, first one. There it is, 267. We're looking at the 267.50. It's going for 252, but that's only for 2 days. That's just for this week. So we had 2 days left, Thursday and Friday. We're not going to get a really good. We're not going to get a really good return for just 2 days. See, I do most of my trading on a Monday because on Monday morning, I have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. If we do a trade tomorrow morning, we got tomorrow and Friday. That's it. It's only 2 days. So rather than looking at this week, 26 September, we're going to look at next week's options. Okay, we're done with this week's today because today's Wednesday. So we're going to look at next week's options, 3 October. All right, so let's get rid of these. Let's look at these. And let's look at it all over again. So the current price, 67.53. If I buy it at 67.53, I'm going to turn around and sell it at 67.50. Right here. And it's paying $4.80 per share. That's over 1.5%. Well, I'm only looking for one. So this one's offering me over 1.5. So great, let's take a look at it. Well, I already own some IBM, but let's take a look at it again to see if it's a good time for you to look at it. Okay? So, a year ago, 219.88. We had a bottom here on the end of October of last year. Hey, BP, what's going on? Thank you for that. Our bottom of the year is 203.10. Okay, that was back at the end of October. Well, look at the last 90 days. Now, the reason I say look at the last 90 days, that's the last 3 months. Well, that gives me a good idea of what are the other investors thinking over the last 3 months. Where does it look like it's going? Well, that pretty much tells us exactly what we're looking for. Okay? The high, the low, where was it? Where is it? What's it doing? Down, up, down, up. Whoa, what's going on here? Because it looks like today could be the beginning of what I like to call profit taking. Because if you buy the stock down here where it's low and it's bouncing off the bottom of the year, okay, that's 235. Well, now it jumped up to 275. That's a $40 jump. $40 jump on a $230 stock is a little bit less than 20%. So a 20% move from here to here. So that was the middle of August. So that's like 5-6 weeks. So 20% in 5 or 6 weeks, you have to ask yourself, it's a profit only if I take it. Because if you bought here, it jumps up here. You don't take that profit. Well, don't be surprised if it turns around and drops. Because that's what stocks do. They go up, they go down. They go up, that's it. They go up and down, that is it. They don't come to the house and make you coffee. They don't take the dog for a walk, don't dump the trash. They go up, they go down based on you and me, what we are doing. Okay, this all right here, all this crap, this is all created by us because we say what's too high, we say what's too low, and we got one dude. He's called the market maker. He's kind of like the referee. He says, all right, you want to buy, come on in. You want to sell, all right, here you go. Buy, sell, buy, sell. That's his job. That's what he does. He buys, he sells. But we are the ones that create this. And we use it based on information that we get from the news or from the company or whatever. Anyway, let's stop. Like, we're here already. It's like blur, blur, blur. Let's just stop all the blurbing. Let's get to work. All right, so this is going to be a no for me for this week because here's your bottom here. She's shooting up. Now, to me, it looks like they should be profit taking the next 30 days. Right here is what it looks like. So this is the last 30 days for the last month. I don't know. What do you think? You think it's time for profits to start? I do. 237 right here. Now we're way up here. This baby's going to drop like a rock in the next couple weeks. Well, that's what it looks like. We don't really know, but it's a good guess. So anyway, IBM, even though I like it and I do already own some, I wouldn't put in a new position because it looks as if she's ready to come back down. That's what it looks like. It's not guaranteed. There's only 3 guarantees in life, and most of you know 2 of them. Only a few know all 3. Alrighty. If you say so, Keanu, are you serious? Blah, 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 blah. You are so serious, hence you need advice from this guy. Thank you. Good job. Tell me, blah, blah, blah. You guys are just fighting amongst yourselves, not really looking. Uncle James, I want to know your 10-minute strategy. Cool, just sit, chill, you'll learn it all. You think you are rich. Okay, whatever, because it's very risky. On binary, I don't do binary trading. I made 100,000, used it, now I want to trade carefully. Okay, that sounds waste water by doing laundry. All right, see, I don't even want to pay attention to YouTube anymore. Some of the questions they got are silly, and they're fighting amongst themselves. All right, so that being said, no to IBM. We had a couple we want to take a look at. Somebody wanted to take a look at Domino's Pizza. I go all the way back to the beginning. Domino's Pizza. All right. Sorry, I'm going through all the questions. There it is right there, DPZ. Stuffing Things wants to take a look at DPZ. DPZ. I do have to admit, I've never traded DPZ. Okay, and that's the reason why. Okay, now, Stuffing Things. Do you remember when I said weekly options only? Now, I probably said it after you asked me to take a look at this. The October, November, December, January, blah, 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 blah. Those are months of the year. Now, I don't do monthly options because monthly options, the numbers just don't work for me. Okay, what I'm looking for is a weekly cash flow. Look at it this way. There's 12 months in the year. If I do a monthly option, I can only do it once a month, which means 12 times a year. Well, if I do weekly, I can do it 52 times a year. And everything being equal, if I get 1 or 2% every single trade that I do, because that's what I'm looking for, 1 or 2%, Monthly, I'd get 12 to 24% per year. Now, you may like 12 to 24% a year. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay, there is no right or wrong. It's just what's right for you. BP, another one. Yay. Okay, but here's the thing. If I'm getting 1 or 2% every single trade, weekly would be 50 to 100% per year. Why would I want to do 12 to 24% per year? Dre, thank you for that. So that being said, why? I don't do monthlies. The numbers just don't work for me. All right, 12 to 24% doesn't work. And worse than that, okay, worse than the numbers not working, take a look at this right here. Today's date, right here, this is today, 30 days ago, right here. Okay, so she went down, she went up, she went down, she went up, she went down, now she's going up again. Great. Now tell me, where is it going to be in 30 days? Because a monthly option is once every 30 days. So if you can do all this and tell me where do you think it's going to be next month, you get the high here at 470, you get the low down here at 420. That's a $50 difference between the two. Great. Well, tell me, where's it going to be next? BP, another one. Yay. All right, so where's it going next? I don't like monthlies. It's very challenging to work them profitably. Some of you might like it. Nothing wrong with that at all. Not me. All right. So no to DPZ. All right. Now, next is going to be Riot. Someone want to take a look at Riot. R-I-O-T. I don't even know if I have any Riot. All right, but let's take a look. High, low, where was it? Where is it? Up, down, up. Yeah, no. Now, remember what I said? I don't want to look at stocks that are at the high of the year. So why did that person just show me Riot? It's at the high of the year. It's like, what the hell are we supposed to do with this? There's no buying opportunity to make money from it. So why? Don't get me wrong, I like Riot, and I have invested in Riot in a while. I'm going to write it down for 2 weeks from today. That way in 2 weeks might be a better opportunity. But not this week. All right, what else do we have? All right, user 820547, blah, 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 blah. EPSM. I never even heard of that one. EPSM. All right, who came up with that one? All right, user 82. I'm going to say no. No, the reason why I'm saying no is it has no options. So why the hell are we looking at it? So we're just wasting our time looking at a couple of stocks that have absolutely nothing to do with what we're trying to do. And we're just wasting time. Natalie, thank you. Let's keep on going. You started early today. Yep. Okay, Mark Harris, Hadrian, nickname Catherine. Good evening, Catherine. Paulie, Peter, Frank, Kevin, Keith, Real Food. All right. Thank you for that. Just missed. Okay, what do we have? Next question. Thank you. Here we go. All right, user 1761 or whatever. How much capital do we need to do the strategy? Still buy 100 shares? Any thoughts? Basically, what I'm going to tell you here, we're all different. Oh, wow. That sounded horrible, didn't it? All right. We're all different. We all have different goals, dreams, desires, and starting point. So you have a certain amount of money that you can play with. I have a certain amount. They have a certain amount. They. We're all different. So starting out, you have to decide that for yourself. But I do encourage people not to put any money in the stock market until you know what you're doing. That means sign up for a paper trading account. They're free. All you're doing is you're checking to see if you're right before you put any money at risk. Okay, that's all I'm saying. It's like, if you think this is something you want to do, play Monopoly for a while. It's not hurting anything. When I say play Monopoly, it's like 4 greenhouses, 1 red hotel, go around, collect $200, blah, blah, blah. You know how that works. Well, paper trading stocks is the same thing. You're picking stocks, you're picking a strategy and seeing does it work, but you're not risking any real money. You're just spending time learning. Imagine that. You're out of school and you're still learning. Imagine that. Okay, that being said. Next, my goal is $2,000 to start so I can do 2 to 3 low-cost stocks at first. Nothing wrong with that whatsoever. You can even start with less than that. Natalie, thank you for that, Nat. Oh, that was so sweet of you. J.D. Welch wants to take a look at Apple. We'll take a look at Apple in a little bit. Well, I'm missing a whole bunch over here. Okay, hold on. Hold on. Yep, Austin, Alex. What else we got? TXO. What? Romero Lopez, TXO. What the hell is that? Any thoughts on quant stocks? Gabriel, quant stocks? What's that? Quant stock, you have to give me the ticker symbol because quant stock means absolutely nothing to me whatsoever. Nothing. Remember, I'm what you call a Gen Xer. We're born in the 60s. Okay, we grew up in the 70s and the 80s. Yeah, okay, so that's me. So quant, I have no idea what the hell that means. Okay, what do they make? What do they do? You know what I mean? Dow, I know what they do. Ford, I know what they do. AT&T, I know what they do. Quant, never heard of them. Sorry, it is what it is. C Wide Spinner, dude, back again, wants to take a look at Dow, DOW. Again, another company over 100 years old. Look at that. Look at what we got. The high, the low, where was it? Where is it? Look at this. Down, sideways, down, up, down. Okay, so what's going on here? We're at 23. The 23 is going for 73. Now, I'm not quite sure about you guys, how quick you can do math in your head, but 73 cents on a $23 stock, that's over 3%. Now, if 1% is 50% per year, 2% is 100% per year, doubling your money. 3%, well, that's going to be like 150% per year. That's like doubling your money in 7, 8 months, something like that. Well, that's pretty damn good. But can you get 3% every single week? I don't get 3% every single week, and I've been doing this for a while. So let's take a look at Dow. Okay, we looked at the 1-year chart. Okay, we looked at this. Okay, now let's go a step further and look a little deeper into the chart itself and what is the chart telling me? Is it telling me it's time to buy, or is it telling me it's time to just stop, pause, take a look, and see what happens? Well, let's take a look. A year ago was the high of the year. 55.75. The last 3 months, or the last 90 days, looking at the same thing. The high, the low, where was it? Where is it? Okay. What I'm looking for is a repeatable pattern. What are other buyers and sellers doing? Well, 90 days ago, okay, 3 months ago, okay, we went up, we went down, up, down, up, down. It's like right here where we are. So the last 30 days, here we are. What's that right there? That looks interesting. So that's the 90-day chart. Now I want to take a look at the 30-day chart because that is going to give me an idea of where it might go next. There you go. But we're still looking at the exact same things. Remember? 1, 2, 3, ABC. High, low, where was it? Where is it? Down, up, down, up. That's what it looks like. That's what it looks like it's doing. But here's the thing. Yesterday was the new 30-day bottom. So the high is here. She drops down, new bottom here. Now, today is 1 day. Only 1 day to the upside from the new 30-day bottom. So for me, that means, well, I want to wait a couple more days because I want 2 days the upside, and then on the third day, I will decide whether or not to get in. That's a rule for me. That's how I trade. It's not a steady rule. Okay, it's not a law. It's nothing like that. It's just a personal preference for me. See, I don't try to find the bottoms because I'm not very good at finding the bottoms. I'm good at seeing one. See, it's one's here. That's easy because, up, down, all that stuff. But here, I only have 1 day to compare it to. That's today. And today is higher than yesterday. So the possibility of yesterday being the new bottom of the 30-day period is a good possibility. But we'll find out tomorrow and Friday if it's a yes or no. I do like Dow, I do. So I'm going to write it down for next week, only because we're in Wednesday now, which means tomorrow might be day 2 to the upside, and Friday might be day 3. Well, most of my money's already invested anyway, so I don't really do any trading on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Most of my trading is usually all done on Monday, because Monday gives me the biggest bang for my buck. And that's what I'm looking for, the biggest bang for my buck, because I do it every single Monday. And I've been doing it every single Monday for the past, I think, 15 years, something like that, because it works for me. I come from that age group where if it works, leave it alone. If it's not broke, don't touch it. I don't know what it is with these new, I'm not picking on anyone in particular, but this new age, you want to repeat, you want to improve everything. Well, certain things you just can't improve. You can't improve water. It's H2O, 3 molecules. That's it. How can you improve that? Because the guy upstairs, he did a pretty damn good job with it. But companies that we're looking at, are they consistently profitable? Okay, is it a good company? Dow's been around for over 100 years. Do you like the company? Do you think it's going to be here? Do you think it's a good place for you to park your money? It's a valid question. You've got to ask yourself that question. Is this a good place for me to put my money this week? But always keep in mind, you might have to hold on to it for a long period of time. Because if you buy it up here and she just drops and never comes back up again, well, what are you relying on? You're relying on the dividends. That's why I like dividend stocks. I'm relying on the dividend. And if the company's consistently profitable, those dividends will increase every single year. That's why they're on my list. Because I want the absolute worst case scenario, I'm still making money. Plain and simple. If the company's consistently profitable and every year they increase their profits, absolute worst case scenario, if I buy it at 25 and it drops down to 2 and I never ever sell, okay? It could drop down to 2 and I'm still getting a dividend that increases every single year. That's what I'm looking for. And it has weekly options. So I can do some kind of trade every single week, regardless of my entry point or my exit point or the current place. It's always the same over and over and over and over again. And for some people, it drives them nuts. They need something new, something shiny, something bright, something, wow, No, not me. Terribly sorry. I like boring. I like slow. I like not flashy. Because it's consistency, it's consistency, it's predictability, and it's safety. That's what I'm looking for, okay? So if that's not what you're looking for, you're basically wasting your time here, okay? There's so many people out there just like me sharing what they know. If you're not ready for slow, boring, monotonous, consistent profits, they're small, but they're consistent. And they're predictable. And I already said consistent. Can't use that twice. Yeah, I can. What the hell? It's consistent. That's what I'm looking for. Consistency of profitability and preservation of my capital. That's what I'm looking for. Now, as you notice, I'm not selling anything. Okay? You will see me go through the whole night not trying to sell a damn thing. It's not what I'm here for. I'm here to show my children and my grandchildren what's possible. Now, they're not paying attention at the moment, but when I am gone in 20, 30, 40 years, this video will still be here. And I'm creating it so that they, at some point in time, will be able to go back and look and say, what was Dad? What was Papa G? What was he trying to teach us? How did we get here? So this is what I'm doing. And you guys just happen to be here to enjoy the fruits of my labors. Okay, so it's for my children and grandchildren. Hi, guys. How you doing? Let's go on. All right, so that being said, it is bouncing off the bottom right here. I like 2 days the upside, and on the 3rd day, I will jump in. So I am writing down Dow for the 1st of next week, because if tomorrow's higher, great, that's only 2 days. And then Friday would be the 3rd day. But I have no money on Friday because all my money's already invested. But here's the thing. I look at my account every single morning. Because every single morning we do have a trading group that meets every morning. And yes, it is a paid group. And no, I'm not trying to sell you anything. I'm just telling you what it is. So we jump in every morning, we take a look at our positions, and there's always the same questions over and over and over again. What did I buy? What price did I pay for it? What did I sell against it? Where's it at now? Am I at a profit? Am I lost? What should I do next? Now, it sounds like a lot at this moment because you're not familiar with it, but it's not that difficult. Okay, I can take one look and I can see like 10 different things that are very important within 3 or 4 seconds. Okay, ready? Let's just walk through it. You ready? Okay, first, the 5 things we're looking for. High, low, where was it? Where is it? What's the motion? That's 5 right there. Next, what's the price? Right there. That's pretty easy also. Next, is the volume. That's right there. Where the hell is it? Right there. Okay? There's certain very important items I want to be able to see, and I want to see how quick I can see them. Okay, see this right here, high, low, where was it, where is it? I can do that in 3 to 5 seconds. Add a few more seconds on, I can see what the price is and where it's flowing. Great, all that is important information because I want all the odds and probabilities in my favor so that I am right more often than I am wrong. Now, I am wrong every once in a while, and yeah, I tell you guys when I'm wrong. I got nothing to hide. I'm at that point in my life where I can't remember all the lies. So I just don't lie anymore. It's that simple. You're going to get to a point where you have to write down the lies so that you can make sure that you remember them. Or just don't lie. And then, hey, if I'm wrong, I'm going to tell you I'm wrong. Okay, if I'm right, I'm not going to gloat about it, but that's what I'm here for. Anyway, Dow next week. What do we have next? La 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 la. I just noticed you don't show the dividends on your chart. I'm not looking for the dividends. Okay, Cameron and Bluestone. Callan and Bluestone. Jay, what's going on? Mark B. Only 3 cleans. Glam wants us to short American stocks. I don't know why. Walter wants to take a look at GIS. It's General Mills. It's going to be a no, but I'll take a look at it and I'll tell you why it's a no. Okay, General Mills, GIS, is a monthly optionable stock, which means I can only trade it once a month, which means I'm not getting the money that I want to get. So it's a waste of my time to look at monthly options. Okay? Sorry, Walter. Twirl, Advanced Auto Part. Yeah, I have Advanced Auto Parts. I have some already. Nope, that's AP. AAP. There we go. Much better. So what am I looking at? Advanced Auto Parts. High, low, where was it? Where is it? Up, down, up, down, up, down, up. 61.05. That's the current price. So if I buy it at 61.05, what am I selling? The 61. Let's go for $2. Well, that is a little over 3%. So let's take a look. Before we take a look, we want to take a deeper dive into the chart and see what is the chart telling me. Besides the obvious, high, low, blah, blah, blah. Well, now let's zoom in a little bit closer to see, is it the right time to jump into Advanced Auto Parts? All right, a year ago, 40.66. We bottomed out at the second week of April, 28.52. Look at the last 3 months. Here's the last 3 months. Same thing. High, low, where was it? Where is it? Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Now she's going up. Look at this right here. That looks awesome. I want to zoom into that a little bit closer and show you the 30 days, because this is 90 days. It gives us a good idea. It also shows us what are the other investors doing. Take a close look, okay? Here's the bottom. She shoots up, pulls back. Shoots up, pulls back. Shoots up, pulls back. But look at the timing between them, okay? 3 weeks, 1 week, 3 weeks, 3 weeks, 3 weeks. I'm looking for patterns that are easily recognizable. Well, fine. Well, I see it. Let's go to the 30-day chart to see where do we think it's going next. 25 right there. Here's the last 30 days. Same thing. High, low. Where was it? Where is it? See that? 30-day top, 30-day bottom, 3 days to the upside. 1, 2, 3. right there. I wanted to jump in today, but I already own it, so no sense me jumping in again. But for those who don't have it, does it make sense? Here's your 30-day high. It drops because of profit taking. Because remember, it's not a profit until you take it. So if the stock is here 30 days ago at 57, she shoots up to 66. 57 to 66 is $9. Well, $9 move on a $58 stock. Well, that's over 1.5%. It's close to 2%, but it's over 1.5%. Wait a minute. Close to 20%. Oh, look at that. That's the first time I got one of those. Yay! But it's a 20% move from here to here. So when a stock jumps up 10, 15, 20%, there's going to be guys just like me and a lot of you in the audience. 10, 20%, yeah, I'm taking my profits, thank you. It's not a profit till you take it. Nobody ever went broke taking profits. I mean, think about it. It's not a profit till you take it. All right. So it looks good. So I want to do a covered call 61 for Advanced Auto Parts and see what the numbers look like and see if you agree with me. All right, it's not that difficult. Let's get rid of this. I want to change this from single to covered call. Remember where I said simple, safe, predictable, consistent? Well, I'm going to show you what that actually looks like by a live trade. Well, it's not really live because the market's not open, but it is a valid trade. Okay, all I have to do is hit the button and it gets sent to the market maker. So first thing in the morning, he's going to see it. All right, well, let's take a look. Well, it's at 61.05. So I'm not going to look for a lot of profit. So I'm going to buy it at 61.05 and I'm going to sell it at 61. You're probably thinking he's losing 5 cents a share. Not really, because someone is going to pay me a nice amount of money for the rights to buy it from me at the same price I just paid for it. So if I'm buying at 61.05 and I sell it at 61, well, someone is paying me to do that. That makes it financially feasible for me. Because what am I looking for? I could care less if the stock goes up. Isn't that weird? I could care less if the stock goes up because I make my money before the stock even moves. You probably, okay, watch. You're gonna love this. Okay, so I have it preset for 1,000 shares. I'm just gonna put it down to one contract so you can get a better idea what one looks like. If you can afford one, great. If you can afford 15, wonderful, because we're all different. Okay. Here's the order itself. Let me slowly explain it to you, and then you can see how it just makes sense. And it's like, whoa, didn't know that. All right, so let's check it out. Buy one, covered call AAP, that's Advanced Auto Parts. 100, which is the weeklies. 3 October 25. Well, 3 October 25 is next Friday. So whoever buys this has between tomorrow morning, when I actually do this trade, and next Friday at 3:59 p.m. Because at 4 p.m. the market closes, and that option becomes obsolete. So you actually have to use the option before it expires for it to have any value to it. All right, so anyway, so if I'm buying it here, okay, at the current price, 61.05, I'm selling it at 61. Do you remember the part where I said simple, safe? Well, a covered call is one of the safest strategies there is, and it is so safe that you can do it in your IRA. There's a lot of trades you cannot do in your IRA, but a covered call you can. Well, that being said, fine, let's take a look. All right. All right. Finish looking at the numbers. All right. $61 call option, Advanced Auto Parts at the market to open. I didn't stutter. Okay. I didn't repeat myself. To open means there's 2 trades at once. I'm doing the 2 trades at once. I'm buying and selling at the exact same time. So remember where I said predictable, simple, safe, predictable? Well, I know exactly what I'm going to make before I even buy it. See, most people buy a stock and wait for it to move to make their profits. Well, remember, simple, safe, predictable, consistent. This trade here, I know what my profit's going to be before I even do it. And I know the time too. Friday, okay? Right there, 3 October, next Friday. All the stock has to do is stay above 61 between now and next Friday, and then I make my profit. Okay, my profit right here, $206 for every contract that I have. So by knowing ahead of time what my risk is, what my reward is, then I decide, do I want to do this trade? And then a whole bunch of different questions pop up. Question number 1, does it make sense? Question number 2, do I like this company? Question number 3, do I like this company at this current price? And then question number 4, am I willing to buy it, never, ever, ever sell it for less than I paid for it? Do a covered call every single week and get some cash flow coming in every single week until it hits my target. What's my target? 61. What's it at right now? 61.05. So it's already above my target. It's already past my target. So in my humble opinion, it's a very safe trade for me. Okay, I already know what my profit's going to be right there. Maximum profit, 206.50. Well, it doesn't tell me what the rate of return is. For that, we need our calculator. Okay, now the calculator, it's very simple. You take the profit, 206.50, put it into the calculator, 206.50, and then we divide it by the investment. Well, the investment here, cost of trade including commissions and fees, 5894. So I'm investing $5,900 and I'm making 206. I already know what my profit is before I even go into it. That's what I'm looking for. So what exactly is my profit percentage-wise? Okay, divide 5894 equals 3.5% for a little over 1 week. It's 10 days. 10 days. Thursday, Friday, then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. A week and a half. So am I okay with making 3.5% in a week and a half? It's a question you have to answer and you have to be okay with. So let's take a look at it. Well, number 1, it's Advanced Auto Parts. We basically all know who they are. Number 2, it's at 61.05 at the moment. Okay, I'm going to buy it at the current price, 61.05. Then I'm going to turn around and sell it to somebody else at 61. Now I'm making my profit the very first thing in the morning. So from that point, I really don't care what the stock does. It would be nice if it stayed above 61 between now and next Friday. And then next Friday, when it comes around, we decide, all right, what did I buy it for? 61.05. What's it at now? Whatever it's at now. Okay, what did I sell against? The 61. Okay, great. What does it all mean? So you can take one step at a time. Remember, paint by numbers. 1 blue, 3 red, 2 green, whatever. 1 at a time. That's as simple as that. Remember, it was created for a 9-year-old to do in less than 10 minutes. Simple, safe, predictable, consistent, 1% a week, less than 10 minutes a day. Okay? Step number 1, find a set of stocks that you like. Find a set of stocks that you like. For me, Dividend Kings, Dividend Aristocrats, Dividend Champions, Dividend Contenders. Warren Buffett says, hey, if it's good enough for Warren, I'm going to peek over his shoulder and say, hey, Warren, I like that one. Let's do that. So those 5 lists, you can go right to Google, Dividend Kings List 2025, and boom, they just pop up. Dividend Aristocrats List 2025. Boom, it just pops up. So you just take those lists, take a look at them. Take a deep look at what is the book value, what is the cash flow, what is their revenue, what is the dividend, do they have options available? These are all very important questions, okay, to make it a successful scenario, a successful situation. but always comes back to the same thing. Rule 1, never buy something you don't understand or you don't want to hold on to. Rule 2, never settle a loss. It defeats the purpose of the whole game, so on and so forth. The rest of them. Let's go to the next stock, Advanced Auto Parts. I'm writing that one down. All right, I wrote that one down. Next. Jack Claver. How you doing, Jack Claver? Fast Eddie, what's going on? All right. What do we have? Okay. You're funny. Thank you, Kellen. Autumn Maple. Good evening, Autumn Maple. Mustang. Puts. I'm not going to go over puts. Olivia, how you doing? Vinrod, how are you? Amir, Debbie. Hi, Miss Debbie, you're back again. Debbie Chantel, how are you today? Thank you for that, by the way. Gud XM, question. Why not go ahead and sell 926 two-day theta? It's almost 1%. Okay, I got no problem with that whatsoever. Okay. It would be nice if I knew exactly which stock you were talking about and take a look at everything. Mustang wants to take a look at AMD, Advanced Micro Devices. Let's get out of this. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Back to that. And AMD, Advanced Micro Devices. AMD. There we go. Not bad, right? Take a look. High, low, where was it? Where is it? Look at this. Down, up, down, up. That's easy to see. What's it at? 160.88. Okay, the 160 is going for 520. Well, that's more than 2%, might even be closer to 3. But here's the thing. Do you like AMD? Okay, well, let's find out. A year ago, we're at 157. We bottomed out second week in April, 76.97. Okay, and look at the last 90 days, the last 3 months. Same thing. High, low, where was it? Where is it? Up, down, up. Easy to see. That's pretty easy to see if you think about it. Well, let's take another look. That's the 90 days, last 3 months. Look at the motion. Okay. Okay, it's a pretty good, nice pattern. But, make sure you like the company, number one. Number two, let's take a look at the 30-day chart to see, is there something we need to observe to go a little bit further? So here we go. High, low, where was it? Where is it? Bottom's right here, and she's moving up nicely. Okay, but what happened today? Well, we have a higher high. We also have a higher low. A lower low, sorry. So is it 30-day high? Now she's going up. That's what it looks like. Well, let's go a little bit further. The 160 right there. So let's take a look. What does it look like? The 160 right there. One contract. Here we go, and here we go. All right, here we go. Buy one covered call AMD 100. That's the weeklies. 3 October 25. That's next Friday. Okay, does that make sense? Next Friday. The 160. Okay, blah, blah, blah. Here's the profit. Here's the investment. 340, 437, 15,000. Let's see what those numbers look like. All right, calculator. 437 is the profit. We're going to divide it by the investment, which is 15,000. 15,563. Whoops, hit the wrong number. Try it again. Max profit, 440. Oh. 440's profit divided by 15,000. 560. 2.8%. Well, 2.8% is not bad if you think about it. I mean, are you okay with 2.8% for 1 week? But then again, the question is, do you like AMD? Do you like it at this price? Are you willing to buy it and never sell it unless it hits your target? Well, at 160.88, I'm selling it at 160. Well, that's already in my favor, right? All right. Next. I'm going to write that one down. 2. $2.8. Yeah, anytime I see a decent stock, I write it down. Question, why not? Okay, we already did that question. AMD, we already did that one. Ooh, K-Van wants to take a look at DVN. DVN, here we go. Interesting. Same thing. This is why I'm saying it is repetitive. It's the same thing over and over and over again. What are we looking at? The high, the low, where was it? Where is it? What's it doing? Down, up, down, up, down, up. Okay, what's going on here? 35.21, 35.50 right there, 61. That's more than 2, nope, a little bit less than 2%. But do you like Devon Energy? That's the question. So for that, let's take a look at the numbers. Let's take a look at the chart. What is it telling us? A year ago, the high was 43.33. We bottomed out in the second week of April, 25.85. Well, last 90 days or the last 3 months, same thing. Right? Same thing. It's going in an upward trend. What's the last 30 days? Well, the last 30 days looks a little bit more exciting. Here's the last 30. Okay. High, low, was, is, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Bottom, 1 day, 2 day. Okay, so tomorrow would be the 3rd day, if it makes sense to you. Well, it's at 35.21. Well, the 35.21, the closest is going to be a 35.50, that's 61. So let's see what that looks like. Let me get rid of this. Change this. 35.50 right there. Just one contract at the market. And here we go. Same thing. It's repetitive. Buy one covered call Devon Energy, 3 October, the 35.50. Here's the profit. Here's the investment. What does that mean? Well, let's take a look. Let's get that calculator. $87 is the profit divided by the investment. 34.63, 34.63. 2.5%. I'm going to write that one down too. I already own Devon Energy, but I'm still going to write it down. All right. Next, let's go to the next one. All right, not now, 293. Dre Hughes wants to take a look at Dollar General. Put the fan on, it's getting a little warm in here. Okay, let's sit for a bit, take a look at some of these questions. Because we have quite the bit of questions here. What do we got? All right. Let's get out of here. Out of there. Back to there. Right there. Oh, that's much better. Move this over. There we go. That looks good. All righty. Uh-oh. Amir wants to take a look at Costco. I'm going to say no to Costco only because it's out of my price range. $9.45. All right, I'm going to do something for a second. This doesn't happen often. We're going to go take a look at the princess for a little bit because I need a minute or two. All right, we're going to go actually take a look, so I introduce you to the princess and see what you guys think. For that, I'm going to take a pee break, which I don't normally do. Kind of weird. Look at this, we're live on 2 channels. All right, videos, oldest. So remember I told you it was created for my 9-year-old daughter? Well, here she is. I'm going to pull her up, and you guys can listen to her.
And as you being part of my internet website club thingy, which my dad doesn't let me call it that.
I will be right back.
Being part of that, you're going to be getting weekly lists of stocks that I'll be trading, and every month you'll be getting 4.
There's over 20 days.
Hold tight.
21 days in the month of March. What does that mean? That means every single day you buy a different stock. Every single day there's a different company paying out dividends. Anyway, no, seriously. By picking just one company per month, just one. January, February, March, that's 12. 12. You can buy 12 different companies for the whole year and still make over 20% a year. That is easy. 1 trade a month. Who can't do 1 trade a month? But you want to bump it up a little bit, let's do 2 trades a month. 20 days. 20 days in the month of January, you do 2. 1 every 10 days. Okay, so you get 2 January, 2 February, 2 March, blah, 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 24 for the whole year, and then you get at least 2%. That's close to 50% a year. 50% per year. That's cool. And this is James. Every day.
No Facebook ads, no TikTok videos, no website, affiliate marketing without the usual roadblocks? Yes, it's possible. There's an invisible traffic source with virtually zero competition that's been right under everyone's nose. It gave me a fighting chance when all those oversaturated platforms failed.
Hi, I'm Adam Charrington. I've been an affiliate marketer for over 20 years, and I'm the founder and CEO of Charrington Media, an 8-figure affiliate marketing company. And I want to share my life-changing discovery with you. The invisible affiliate system is a completely different approach that took me from a struggling broke wannabe to a super affiliate. And the best part, you don't even need a website of your own or have to rely on any of these major traffic sites or worry about market saturation or finding a profitable niche. Instead, I'll guide you to the invisible networks that few affiliates know about. This system is backed by real-world experience and rules that give you a mathematical advantage. Forget the traditional affiliate strategies that lead to fierce competition on oversaturated platforms. No more algorithms or ad bans. Just a proven step-by-step process to reach your profit goals. I'll provide you with the exact niche market, products, target demographic, and secret traffic source you need. You don't need to be a computer whiz either. This breakdown is as easy as making your morning cup of coffee.
AI is changing the job market at a rate we have never seen before, and most people are not.
Sorry about that. Ugh. Mother Nature calls, and just no way around it. Doesn't happen. It was like the 3rd time in 2 years. All right, anyways, get back to where we were. Here we go. All right, so I'm going to say no to Costco only because it's a little bit out of my price range. When I say a little bit out of my price range, I mean a lot out of my price range. I'm not going to do a $945 stock. Okay, I still get the same returns on a $20 stock or a $30 stock. So why would I want to go to a $900 stock? That's way too far to drop from me. All right, that being said, what's next? PHO. What the heck is PHO? PHO. No. That's what it is. It's no. Okay, PHO. October, November, December, March. No, I don't do monthlies. They just don't work. Who came up with that one? Web Pharaoh. Okay. Natalie, BMNR. What the heck is that? BN. What the heck is this thing? Am I seeing that right? Like $2 or $3, and then she shoots up, come back, and can go this way. Bitmine immersion. Okay, I'm not quite sure what we're looking at, but okay. This thing not even a year old? Is that right? Is that what I'm looking at? It's not. It's not even a year old. No, sorry. Like Tesla, iTool 250 call for invested 4,000 for 126. Now it pays 15,000. Okay, I'm not quite sure if that was a question or if that was just a statement, but all right. Thank you, Natalie. BP wants to take a look at SOXL. Isn't that an ETF? Well, it's going to be a no, even if you like it. Now, the reason why it's going to be a no, it's not a no that I don't like it. It's no that look at where it is and look at what it's getting ready to do. Okay, right here. It doesn't take long when you know what you're looking for. So I'm looking for 5 things. The high, the low, where was it, where is it, and then where's the motion? Down, up. Well, that's easy. But while I'm looking at it, what else am I looking at? Well, what is it doing right now? Because that's the last couple of days. And the top is right there. Now it's coming back down again. So let's zoom in a little closer. And it was just caught out of the side of my eye. It was not that I was looking for it. But look, go from the bottom here, it shoots up. The high was yesterday. Today, it's starting to come down. Well, that's what stocks do. They get to a top, and once it's at the top, it turns around and starts coming back down again. It's exactly what it's doing. So, 2 reasons no. No, it's at the high of the year yesterday. Well, it's an automatic no. And 2, it's starting to come down after the top. And why are we looking at something that's at the high of the year? No, I don't buy it the high of the year. To me, it just doesn't make any sense. All right, next. Oh, what was that? PGP. What the heck is PGP? PGP. PIMCO Global Stocks Plus Income ETF. No. Okay, didn't I just say I don't buy it the high? And it has no options. Well, that's a double no. Okay, good. Natalie, IMO. All right, Flash. What do I do with my HRL? Hormel, HRL. Well, see, Flash, I have no idea where you jumped into HRL. Okay, so what did you buy? See, this is the way I do every stock that I look at, or every one that I own. Well, what did I buy it for? What strike price did I sell? Where's it at now? Where does it look like it's going? What does it all mean? What should I do next? That's kind of like what you're asking. Because out of everybody that's here, you're the only one who knows what you bought HRL for. Okay? And when you bought it. So without me seeing when you bought it, what did you buy it for? And then what did you try to get from it? It's not going to help me by you asking me what should you do with it. Well, there's a whole bunch of parts of that equation that are missing. So if I'm missing those parts of the equations, I really can't give you a good idea or a good answer, or even, what I would do. But Hormel is a dividend king, which means they have been profitable for over 5 decades, and they've been in business for over 100 years. So here's the top, here's the bottom, here's where it was, here's where it is. Okay, down, up, down, up, down, up, big drop, back up, back down. What's happening here? Now, let's zoom in to the last 30 days, gives you a better idea of what's happening now. Need my glasses. Here's the last 30 days. Okay, here's the top. Here's the bottom. It's where it was, it's where it is. Look at this. big drop, back up, back down. Now she's going back up again because the new bottom's yesterday. Now today is one day to the upside for Hormel. If you like Hormel, and that's always a big question, do I like Hormel? We'll have to do this one again. For some strange reason, it's not popping up. Let it restart. There we go. And we should be live on that one again. All right, so that being said, I don't know anything about your position, so I really can't give you any guidance other than, hey, we got a new bottom here. Okay, so you got a couple of choices. You could dollar cost average if you're lower. Okay, you could sell the next strike price out, next month out, because there's always opportunities to take advantage of whatever situation you're in. So like I said, I don't know where you are, and I don't know how to answer that question. I always tell people a situation like that, send me your number, I'll give you a call and we'll talk through it. Because there's a lot of things missing from that question. What did you buy it for? What did you sell? Where's it at now? What's it going? What does it mean? All those kind of nice, neat, fun stuff. Not now. Edward Medical. It doesn't mean anything to me because I'm not quite sure what that stock symbol is. Never heard of it. BP, SOXL, we already said no to that one. SoFi, oh my God, SOFI. Now, I'm not quite sure why it is you think it's a good idea for us to look at something that's at the high of the year. Well, I don't know if you're buying at the high of the year. I sure ain't. Okay, so I buy low and I sell high. Now, if you're saying we should buy high so that you can get out of your position and make your profit, yeah, no, I don't do that either. It either makes sense or it doesn't make sense. Okay, not now. You can ask me a dozen more times about Edwards Medical. And I'm going to give you the exact same answer over and over and over again. And that answer is, I have no idea who they are. And no, I don't know their ticker symbol. So I can't help you with any of that. Sorry. Next. I'm going to send the cartel to your front door. Why would you say that? Investing is like waiting for the cartel to knock on your front door. Why would you get that answer? I don't even know what that means. All right. Webb, thank you for that. Amir, we looked at Crossco. TZA. Jay, what is TZA? Oh, TINTS 1000. Okay, now I know why you're on TikTok. Good luck. I'm not quite sure if that was sarcastic or if that was sincere, because it sounded sarcastic. TZA. TZA. What are we looking at? Direxion Daily Small Cap Bear 3. Okay. Why are we looking at this? Okay. Do they have 20 years of consistent profits? I have no idea who the hell they are. So we haven't done this in a while. So let's take a look at was it TZA? TZA. Okay, so what we're looking at now is we're going to see if TZA actually has a lot of good profits. Okay, interesting. They only go back to 2018. Okay, so why are we looking at this? Because some 18, 19, 20, nothing in 21, nothing in 22. What's going on here? Look at this. 2018, 19, 1 in 2020, nothing in 21, nothing in 22. So it goes from $1.20 to 2, 108, that's backwards, 260 to 72 to 66 to 46 to 23 to 11. What are you shitting me? Do you even see these? No, I'm not even going to go there. Not even going to go there. No. Hell no. Next. Next. Oh, Chris, 40. I have no idea. Let's take a look at Pepsi. Well, Pepsi, Dividend King, okay, they're in business for over 100 years. Do you like them? I don't know. Let's take a look. All right. Here's our top of the year, bottom of the year. Where was it a year ago? Where is it now? Down, up, down, up, down, up. All right, so 142 is the current price. 142, 206. Well, that's going to be a yes because it's over 1%, and that's what I'm looking for. And it's Pepsi. Well, I know who Pepsi is. I know what they're doing. I know they're consistently profitable for over 5 decades. Well, why the hell not? Well, let's take a look. Glasses. A year ago, 171.14. The high of the year, 177.61. Now, we bottomed out in June, 127. Okay? High, low, where was it? Where is it? Look, it's up, down, up, down, up. It's clearly going up. Well, let's zoom in a little bit closer to the last 30 days. There you go. How can you not see it? It jumps right out at you. There's the top, 30-day high, 30-day bottom. Now she's going back up again. Well, that's simple, isn't it? All right, well, currently it's at 142. The 142s are going for 206. That's a yes. Let's plug it in and see if it works. All right, let's get rid of this. Covered call. 142. One contract. Here it is. Buy one, covered call, Pepsi, PEP, 100 week, that's the weeklies, 3 October, that's next Friday, 142, that's the price I'm selling for. If I'm buying it at 142.17, I'm selling it at 142. Did you notice that? I'm selling it for less than I'm paying for it, but I'm still walking away with more than a 1% profit. Well, that's what I'm looking for, 1% profit or more. Who do we have here? Anthony! Brad Adams, how you doing? KL, he likes my jammies. Bro thinks he's in a meeting. Okay, thank you for that. You don't understand? All right, well, chill, relax. All right, ask and you shall receive, Matthew 24. So let's take a gander at what we're looking at. Profits 194. It's costing me 14 grand, so let's see what rate of return that is. 194 divided by $14,006, grand total of 1.38. Well, it's Pepsi. It's one of the biggest companies on the planet. Why the hell not? So let's write that one down. $1.3. All right. I like that one. All right. Next. I want to get into this so bad. Texas treasure hunting. How are you today? All right. You're on YouTube. The other channel's over there, a little bit more accurate. And believe it or not, it is live on YouTube so that you can actually see all these numbers. What do you have over here? Don't have a lump of money to start with. You don't need a huge amount. My grandson started out with $50. It's a slow progress, but he's still one step at a time to get you, one step at a time. Anyway, next. What is next? Next. Ooh, Friedman. Uh-oh. Freedom wants to take a look at Gain, and David Chambers wants to take a look at Clean Harbor. What the hell is Clean Harbor? CLH. That way, CLH. CLH. No. Okay, David, no. Only reason I'm saying no, it may be a great company, it really might, but it only has monthly options. And for me, monthly options don't work for me. Okay? And Freedom wants to take a look at Gain. I'm pretty sure Gain is the exact same way. And it is. Monthly options. I don't do monthly options because the numbers just aren't there and it just doesn't work for me. So let's keep on keeping on. So Tyler, Rich Tech's Robots. Is that RTR? I think it is. RTR. No, it's not. Don't know what it is. Theta Gang. No idea what that is either. Okay, not now. Edward. Okay, I told you before. Edwards Medical. No idea who they are. Eric. Dow Risk. Yuck. So many others that don't just reduce their dividends by half. All right, Eric, thank you for that. Destiny, what are you teaching? We're teaching investing for weekly cash flow using nothing but pre-qualified dividend stocks. Simple, safe, predictable, consistent, 1% per week. That's over 50% per year if that interests you. That's what we're doing. Okay, so next. Hey, FL Hockey, how you doing today? Don't need to spam. He'll get it. All right, you got 6 screens. Yep, thank you. Thank you there, FL Hockey. Eric, predictable. Got that one. Okay, not now. Again. I don't know the ticker symbol for Edwards Medical. Okay? So I can't help you out. Mr. J questions. Dow is expecting to report a negative 27 cents earnings per share in October. Well, alrighty then. Now, interesting thing, Mr. J questions. I don't really pay attention to the earnings. The company's been around for over 100 years. It's either good or bad. Are they consistently profitable or are they losing money? Now, I look at the dividends. So let's take a look at the dividends for Dow. Just for the fun of it. DOW. Because he might be right. I don't know. All right. Vacancy. How are you today? Oh, they did cut it in half. All right. Makes me a little uncomfortable. Take a look. They've only been paying dividends since 2019. And then look, 70 cents, 70, 70, 70, 70. And then now, they just cut it by 50%. So what the hell's going on with Dow? They've been around for over 100 years. What the hell? What is going on? So I'm taking it off my list. Don't know about you guys. That being said, let's keep on keeping on. Would you prioritize growth over dividends? Sorry, Bob Barker. No. I'm not looking for growth. Growth does not help me pay my bills. Now, I said this at the beginning, okay? I'm 61, means I'm retired. Whatever money that I have coming in comes from my investments. So if I'm getting 1% a week and that pays for my bills, great. Well, if I'm looking at growth stocks, they don't pay every single week. Okay? So, no. So, nope. Jordan, how you doing? Autumn Maple. Big Man, 131, what's going on? Cap, are you using Thinkorswim? Yes, I am. One unknown subject. I thought you were selling covered calls. I am. K-Van, Verizon. Let's take a look at Verizon for Mr. K-Van. VZ. Interesting. Let's take a gander. Okay, 43, 43, 43, 57. I'm losing 27. No. Okay, if I'm buying it at 43.18 and I sell the 43s, I'm losing 18 cents, which drops this down to 39. And 39 is not 1% of 43. So this is the first time this has happened tonight. It happens a lot, it does. I'm not getting 1%. So no, even though the chart looks okay, but no, the numbers don't. So no to Verizon. Sorry, Charlie. StarKist don't want tuna with good taste. StarKist wants tuna that tastes good. Sometimes tonight, can we look at Pepsi? We just looked at Pepsi 2 minutes ago. Thank you, Alex. Justin Investing 2323. Coney. No. How you like that, Justin? I don't like Coney. I don't do monthlies. They just don't make sense to me, and they just don't work profitably. Okay, I'm looking for simple, safe, predictable 1% per week. And you can't get 1% a week with a monthly option because you can only trade a monthly option once a month. See, I want weekly, which is every single week. Okay? What do we have next? Bro is yapping, king of Yaptown. All right. I don't even know why I keep coming to YouTube. Ain't nobody else in that room but him. No, there's nobody else in the room. I'm not why are you thinking there's somebody in here with me? It would be nice to have someone to talk to, but no, I'm here by myself. Okay, just broadcasting. Anyway, let's next. Kalaman Bluestone. Was the 35 better on DVN? I'm not quite sure. Just follow my Discord. You'll make money there. Okay. No, you definitely make money. Is free Discord. Okay. Waste. What do you do? Options, blah, 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 blah. Thoughts on gold, blah, blah, blah. Okay, see, I don't even know what you guys are talking about. Buy gold, silver. I think he's just farming the views. All right, so I tell you what I'm going to do over here. We got another half hour to go. I'm going to stop this one and reboot. That way get rid of some of those